I ran through the streets of my hometown, the wedding dress heavy against my skin, my tears blurring the world around me. I didn't turn back. I couldn't bear to see the look in Ethan's eyes one more time. You might wonder how I ended up here, running away from my own wedding. To understand, you have to know how it all began. Ethan and I had been best friends since childhood. We were inseparable, sharing our dreams, our fears, our secrets. Everything except the one thing that mattered most to me. I had loved Ethan for as long as I could remember, but he never knew. Or if he did, he never let on. We were just friends, and I told myself that was enough. Then, David came into my life. He was wealthy, charming, and everything my family could have ever hoped for. When he proposed, it felt like a dream, or maybe a nightmare, depending on how you looked at it. I didn't know what to do, so I did the only thing I could think of. I told Ethan. I hoped he would see the hesitation in my eyes, that he would tell me not to go through with it. But instead, he just smiled, his usual easy, reassuring smile, and said, "He seems like a good guy, Lily. Maybe you should give him a chance." Those words crushed me, but I nodded and agreed. After all, if Ethan thought it was a good idea, then maybe it was. So I decided to marry David. Ethan threw himself into preparing for the wedding, working tirelessly to make sure everything was perfect. He organized every detail with such care, and all the while, he was just happy. At least that's what he showed me. Not once did he falter. Not once did he give any sign that he felt anything other than joy for me. On the morning of the wedding, I felt a strange emptiness. Ethan was nowhere to be found. His phone was off. I tried to brush it off, telling myself he was just busy. But as the hours ticked by, my unease grew. Then, 2 hours before the ceremony, I finally got a message from him. It was brief and distant. "Just wanted to drop this off for you. Congratulations, Lily. You'll be a beautiful bride." Attached was a picture of a single white rose, resting on the swing where we had spent so many hours talking. The sight of that rose triggered a memory I had buried long ago. 10 years earlier, under the stars, Ethan had told me that one day he would give a white rose to the girl he loved as a silent confession. The realization hit me like a punch to the gut. Ethan had loved me all along. He had never said a word. Without thinking, I ran. Still in my wedding dress, I fled the ceremony, following my heart back to the place where it all began. When I found him, he was sitting on our swing, the white rose in his hand. Ted bowed. "Ethan," I called out, my voice breaking as I ran to him. He looked up, his expression a mix of surprise and confusion. Seeing me in my wedding dress, tears streaming down my face. "Lily, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be at your wedding." I walked toward him. He gave me that white rose, my emotions overwhelming me. "Ethan," I remembered, "the white rose, you told me you'd give it to the girl you love. Why didn't you ever tell me?" Ethan's face was composed, but his voice was flat and distant. "Lily, you're overthinking, miss. I don't remember saying anything like that. I gave it to you because, well, I just like white roses. That's all." My heart shattered. "But Ethan, you said, you told me you'd give a white rose to the girl you loved." My thoughts screamed inside my heart, pleading with him to say the words I longed to hear. He shrugged, his voice steady and detached. "Maybe I said that once, a long time ago, but it doesn't mean anything now. You should go, Lily. David's waiting for you. You're about to start a new life with him." My heart shattered at his words. The love I had held on to for so long, the love I had believed in, was never real. For him, I was just a friend, nothing more. With a heavy heart, I nodded and turned to leave. As I walked away, the white rose slipped from my hand, petals scattering on the ground behind me.
Later that evening, after the sun had set and the world had gone quiet, the townspeople began to notice him. Ethan was found sitting alone on the swing, a young man adrift in his own sorrow. His eyes were red and swollen from tears, his face etched with a deep, consuming despair. Scattered around him were the fallen petals of the white rose, now a haunting symbol of a love he had kept hidden, love that he never had the courage to fight for. The petals, once vibrant with hope, lay among the darkness, whispering of a heartache too profound for words.